Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaste.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Jayamudire.
Tato Jayamatirai
Ashtaprayashu Bhadreshu.
Ashtaprayashu Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Namashloke.
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Satam Mahabhagavatam.
Satam Mahabhagavatam
Satam Mahabhagavatam.
Satam Mahabhagavatam
Ajantam Kauravarshavah.
Brajantam Kaurava
Vrajantam Kauravarshavah.
Brajantam Kauravarshabha
Vishambhat Abhyadhattedam.
Vishrambhadattedam
Vishambhat Abhyadhattedam.
Vishambhavat Abandevam
Tedam
Aparigrahe.
Mukyam Krishna Parigrahe
Satam
Krishna Vigrahe
Satam
Bhagavatam
Prajantam Kauravarshavah.
Brajantam Kauravarshabha
Vishambhat Abhyadhattedam.
Vishambhadav
Mukhyam Krishna Parigrahe.
Mukyam Krishna Parigrahe
Satam Mahabhagavatam.
Sadam
Mahabhagavatam
Prajantam Kauravarshavah.
Brajantam
Kauravarshabha
Vishambhat Abhyadhattedam.
Abhyadhattedam
Krishna Parigrahe.
Mukyam Krishna Parigrahe.
Yes, chant, same tune. Anybody can chant.
Satam Mahabhagavatam Rajantam Kauravarshabha Vishrambhat Abhyadattedam Mukyam Krishna Parigrahe. Hare Krishna.
Satam Mahabhagavatam Rajantam Karavasah Vishambhavat Apyatedam Mukyam Krishna Parigrahe. Hare Krishna.
Satam
Just wait, Mataji. Lot of background song. Guys, now start.
Satam Mahabhagavatam Vrijantam Kauravarshabha Vishwabhat Abhyatedam Mukhyam Krishna Parigrahe.
Satam Bhagavatam Prajantam Kauravarshava Vishrambhat Abhyadattedam Mukhyam Krishna Parigrahe. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Satam Mahabhagavatam Vrajantam Kauravarshah Vishambhadyatehe Mukhyam Krishna Parigrahe.
Satam Mahabhagavatam Vrijantam Kauravarshavaha विश्रम्भाद् अभ्यधातेदं मुख्यं कृष्णा परिग्रहे. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
सतं महाभागवतं व्रजन्तं कौरवक्षभः विश्रम्भाद्यदपेतं मुख्यं कृष्णपरिग्रहे
सतं महाभागवतं व्रजन्तं कौरवर्षभः विश्रम्भातप्यदत्तेदं मुख्यं कृष्णा परिग्रहे. हरे कृष्णा प्रभु.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु सतं
रचन्तं
भागवतं व्रजन्तं कौरवक्षभः विश्रम्भाद्
Thank you, everybody. Saha Vidura Tam unto Uddhava Mahabhagavatam, the great devotee of the Lord, Rajantam, while going, Kaurava Rishabhaha, the best among the Kauravas, Vishambha, out of confidence, Abhyadhatta, submitted, Idam, this, Mokhyam, unto the chief, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Parigrahe, in devotion service of the Lord, to the Lord. While Uddhava, the chief and the most confidential among the devotees of the Lord, was going away, Vidura in affection and confidence questioned him. While Uddhava, the chief and most confidential among the devotees of the Lord, was going away, Vidura in affection and confidence questioned him. Hare Krishna, Shobha Malli Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Vidura was much older than Uddhava. By family relationship, Uddhava was a contemporary brother of Krishna's, while Vidura was as elderly as Krishna's father Vasudeva. But although junior by age, Uddhava was much advanced in the devotional service of the Lord, and therefore he is described herein as the chief amongst the devotees of the Lord. Vidura was confident about this, and thus he addressed Uddhava in that higher category. That is the way of courteous dealings between two devotees. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Vidura Uvacha Dhyanam Param Swatmaraha Prakasham Yadaha Yogeshwara Ishwaraste Vaktum Bhavano Arati Yad Idhi Vishnuho Bhritya Svabhrityartha Kritas Charanti Vidura Uvacha Vidura said Jnanam knowledge Param transcendental Swaatma regarding the self Raha mystery Prakasham enlightening Yat that which Aha said Yoga Ishwaraha the master of all mystics Ishwaraha the Lord say unto you Bhaktum to narrate Bhavan the good self Naha unto me Arahati deserve Yad for he reason of Vishnu of Lord Vishnu Bhrityaha servant so Bhritya Arthakritaha for the interest of their servant Charanti do wander. Vidura said, O Uddhava, because the servants of Lord Vishnu, the Lord, wander in the interest of serving others, it is quite fit that you kindly describe self-knowledge with which you have been enlightened by the Lord himself. Vidura said, O Uddhava, because the servants of Vishnu, the Lord, wander in the interest of serving others, it is quite fit that you kindly describe self-knowledge with which you have been enlightened by the Lord Himself. Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The servants of the Lord are actually the servants of the society. They have no interest in human society other than to enlighten it in transcendental knowledge. They are interested in imparting knowledge of the relationship of the living being with the Supreme Lord. The activities in the transcendental relationship and the ultimate goal of human life. That is the real knowledge, which can help society achieve the real aim of human welfare. Knowledge in the matter of bodily necessities of eating, sleeping, mating, and fearing, transformed into various branches of advancement of knowledge, is all temporary.
A living being.
I don't know where it went.
All temporary. A living being is not material body.
I don't know when it went up, so I can't see it. Living being, yeah. Living being is not the material body, but an internal part and parcel of the Supreme Being. And thus, revival of his self knowledge is essential. Without this knowledge, the human life is baffled. The servant of the Lord, Vishnu, are entrusted with this responsible work. And so they wander over the earth to all other planets in the universe. Thus, the knowledge which was received by Uddhava directly from the Lord deserves to be distributed in human society, especially to the person like Vidura, who are highly advanced in the devotional service of the Lord. Real transcendental knowledge descends in the disciplic succession from the Lord of Uddhava, from Uddhava to Vidura, and so on. Such supreme transcendental knowledge is not possible to achieve by the process of imperfect speculation as performed by the so-called learned mundane wranglers. Vidura was anxious to know from Uddhava that confidential knowledge known as Paramam Sthitim, in which the Lord is known by his transcendental pastimes, although actually the life comes so I cannot see. Vidura was older than Uddhava. He was anxious to become a servant of Uddhava in the transcendental relationship. This formula of transcendental disciplined succession is taught by Lord Chaitanya also. Lord Chaitanya advises that one receives transcendental knowledge from anyone, whether a Brahmana or a Sudra, a householder or a sannyasi, provided that the person factually conversant with the science of Krishna. A person who knows the science of Krishna is factually a bona fide spiritual master.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shundavadi Ashad Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So 2 shlokas you have done, just go back to the previous shloka. Satam Mahabhagavatam Vrajantam Kaurabharshabha Vishambhat Abhyadhattedam Mukyam Krishna Parigrahe. Although the chief, the most confidential when the devotee of the Lord was going away, Vidura in affection and confidence questioned him. dealing between devotees are very courteous, sweet. In fact, even Uddhava after some time will say, I'm sorry I cannot instruct you because Maitreya is nearby. Let him instruct. That's an etiquette. Devotees are full of etiquette. And here it is, Vidura uh, wants to know what spiritual knowledge. And here is Uddhava, much younger. But that doesn't make a difference. He's ready to hear. Idea is to gain spiritual knowledge. Or does it matter the person is younger or older? We have many instances like this. Let us take the instance in Kapila, Mother Devoti. He is the son. And the Kardama Muni went away to the forest for self-realization. And here was the son sitting at home. Son is obviously younger, 20 years roughly, 20, 25 years younger. In fact, Devoti, when he married Kardama Muni, Bhagavatam explains. Kardama Muni was engaged in intense tapasya. She is a good Devoti, daughter of Manu. She's a great personality. Anyway, so let us come back to this situation. So she is used to princess comforts and all opulence. And Kardama Muni was a great tapasya. And she was serving him so many years that she became quite thin. But still she was doing her services. And Kardama Muni was busy in the tapasya, great sage. Even though he was doing tapasya, somewhere in his heart, the desire to get married. That's why when the Lord gave him the darshan, not only blessed him, he said, soon you'll get married also. So it's not that becoming married is some kind of a sin or something. Lord himself told him. So the devotee is sincere, but needs to get married. Krishna will arrange. that's an example here of Kardama. The Lord, when he gave him darshan, said, I'm arranging a wife for you. And here, Swayambhuva Manu came with his daughter and offered, please marry my daughter. He agreed. And when the daughter got married, he is a sage in a forest doing tapasya. She was humbly serving him. And because of the neglect, she became very thin. Because he was not taking care. Did he have this thing to eat, that thing to eat? Modern day wives will get disturbed. They don't have the best of the sari. The famous joke is, I don't have clothes to go for a function, even though Almira has 500 sets. That's the standard drama at home. So he was not into all those things. And she was also understanding his husband was great tapasya, and she was quite happy about it. To have a husband who's spiritually very, very serious, but materially neglectful. And later, what happened that Kardama Muni felt that she is such a great personality's daughter, so rich and opulent, so sincerely she has been serving. So Kardama Muni now, by his tapashakti, siddhis, these are all siddhis, not to be imitated in Kali Yuga, created an aeroplane as big as a city. We cannot even think about that. Don't even think about that. Impossible to even dream. Small aeroplanes sometimes they have. American president comes to India, he has his own private jet, big aeroplane. He even had a button for nuclear bomb with him always in this aeroplane. He can press that button for nuclear war to start. All the drama is there, everything is there. Okay? He comes in that specially. They call it Air Force One or something. In India is also trying to have. The politicians think they're very important. In India, the joke is one minister will go from house to office 2 kilometers, 25 cars in the front and in the back, and one ambulance will also be there, this will also be there. So many things, big entourage. They're very important. So like that, big entourage. Somewhere it was shown a picture in Denmark, and the prime minister goes to office in a cycle, and everybody says, look at him, and look at here. 25 cars. In India, better to go in a cycle. Most of them are pot-bellied. At least they weigh to reduce. And we save some petrol. 25 vehicles, how much diesel petrol is wasted, just imagine. And to save an unnecessary man. So anyway, come back to Kardamamuni. So he created a massive, by Siddhi, he can create Ichha Shakti, whatever he wants to create, with all kind of arrangements for nice, not only that, the place, people are there, a lot of servants and great opulence. So Devoti was taken care by so many servants and nicely, bodily taken care with nice clothes, whatever, she's ornaments, comfortable now. And then he showed her all around the universe to give her, what a husband will do for a wife when he's rich. Take her on a trip, picnic, to show Switzerland, show America, that's what I do in India. Like that, show the universe. What India? Universe, not the world, showed the universe around. And after that, he gave her many daughters. And at her request, then finally one son. This son was, and this Lord, when he had given darshan to Kardama, told you, I'll come as your son. And this son was Kapila Muni. So the daughters are married and then gone away, and that son is at home, and 50 years are over. Kardama Muni decides to go for Vanaprastha. Now, Vanaprastha, why go at home? God is there. At home itself, God. Vanaprastha is going for home, God, but he followed the traditional route and went for Vanaprastha. And now at home, Kapila Muni is there, mother is there. Mother knows the son is also not going to stay. He's a sannyasi by his own nature. He's not going to get married or anything. He's already a self-realized soul. She requests Kapila Muni to give him spiritual knowledge, give her spiritual knowledge. And third canto of Bhagavatam, which we are reading now, at the end we'll talk about that. Kardama Muni giving instructions to Devahuti. One of the videos we all show to students. What is our student? Feeling so much relieved, retired from level 1. We show one video, to students. What is that? That development of child in the womb. Correct? I think most of the teachers see that. It's a beautiful video. But it is made from the Kapila Muni's discussion to Devahuti on the development of the child in the womb. Kapila Muni gives us what is known as Sankhya philosophy here. And not easy. If you go line by line, word by word, reading the Kapila Muni's teaching to the mother is difficult. Unless somebody is trained into Sankhya, that I think only few devotees in ISKCON, they can understand it. It's quite difficult. But he is giving. But one thing very clear, what he's explaining, is that everything ends in pure devotional service. That's easy. But some details about Sankhya are really difficult in this analysis. So he teaches Sankhya to his mother. Kapila Sankhya. This is original Sankhya, which is pure devotional service in conclusion, but certain details are not understood by everybody. Because we generally devotees, we don't study so much of Sankhya. So anyway, this is Kapila Muni. So there, in this case, Kapila Muni was much younger than the mother. And mother had knowledge. And what is the next example we can think of? Shukamuni. Shukamuni was only 16-year-old. Only 16-year-old at that time. And he's hearing. He's speaking Bhagavatam. And who is in the assembly? His own father, Vedavyasa sitting. Not only Vedavyasa's guru Narada is also sitting. And all the sages, everybody was elder than Shukamuni. 16-year-old boy. Generally, till 20 years, 10 years, first 10 years goes in madness. Only parents can appreciate that activity. From a technical perspective, the meaningless activities. Correct? Child is jumping here, they're laughing. Spiritually, there is no meaning. Next 10 years, activities are playfulness, and they are playful. Unless somebody is spiritually serious, we do not see below 20, they're giving up madness of playfulness. Correct? A person starts becoming productive or does work which is useful to the society only after 20 years. First 20 years are generally wasted. Frivolous, like the 10 regulated principles, proper rights, one of them objected, frivolous sports in the first 10 commandments of Prabhupada, 10 things devotees should not do. One line is frivolous sports. You don't expect sadhus to holding bat and playing cricket, meaningless activity. Correct? It'll be a joke. But sometimes they do that, sadhus. But at least not in people who are Krishna conscious. Correct? Frivolous sports is a waste of time. And doesn't make any sense. Prabhupada always, whenever to talk about exercise, had one simple formula: walk. So he walked. He used to walk for half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour every day. That was good for his health. That's it. There was Prabhupada times he saw devotees doing all the asanas. Prabhupada was laughing. He said, what happened to them? This is not our focus. Just walk now for whatever they walk for half an hour. What's the big deal? Correct? You get good health. You eat less and walk easy. Okay. Prabhupada said, why increase and then decrease? Anyway, coming back here. So Kapila Muni was not involved in frivolous sports or yogasanas. He is involved giving spiritual knowledge. And he gave to his mother, and mother enjoyed it, relished it, and that is Devabhuti. The second example was Shukamuni, small boy, 16-year-old, but no frivolous sports. Serious, very grave, very, very grave. Ordinary society did not understand him. Children were mocking him because he was walking naked. Some, loose women were interested in him because very handsome boy. When Shukamuni landed in the assembly, there were some boys laughing at him and some girls following him. But the moment all the sages got up, seeing him, they ran away. He was not an ordinary personality. He Shuka, parrot or Radharani, very, very advanced devotee. Very advanced. In fact, first time I read about Shukamuni in Bhagavatam one line, Bhagavatam says he is a devotee Shantarasa. It's a Shantarasa. And he's going to talk about Madhuri Leela. Yes, he's the parrot of Radharani. He knows all the Madhuri Leela going on between Radharani and Krishna. He's not an ordinary parrot. Shuka. But look at his position. Even though he's very young, 16-year-old boy, all the people are taking knowledge. So age is not very important. Simple, age is just numbers. Yeah, it also matters for respect also. When generally we say age is numbers, what do you mean? We say that I am young even though I am old. Correct? So age is just numbers. It's also meant for your spiritual realization. What is seen is how many realizations do you have. Age is not going to be criteria for Yamaraj. Before Prabhupada says, there is a famous Bengali saying that you are young or you are old, you are big Swami or small Swami. All will be taken care at the time of death. Yamaraj is not going to look at all those things. Big Swami, small Swami, Brahmachari, Grahastha, right? Sannyasi. He is not, Yamaraj is not seeing all that. He sees what? Your realizations. How many realizations do you have? Right? And realizations have two features. How much jnana you have, attraction to the Lord. And next thing is, how much vairagya you have from enjoying in this world. That's a symptom of spiritual advancement. Spiritual advancement means attachment to the Lord and detachment from the world. That shows spiritual advancement. Attachment to the amazing qualities of Krishna, his beautiful form, his pastimes, and detachment from enjoying this world. Sometimes Prabhupada used to joke, what you will renounce? You have to renounce a doggish mentality that you are the enjoyer. That's all. What you renounce? The doggish mentality that you are the enjoyer. There's nothing to renounce. So therefore, the assembly understood, even though he's young in age, look at the renunciation of Shukamuni, unparalleled. He did not even care. Dress he didn't have time to wear. A food, he used to just go to somebody's house in the morning and beg some milk. And everybody in the Vedic times, which is not far away, 300, 400 years ago or still also, everybody used to have. Prabhupada even talks about his own self. He said his Guru Bhaksana Prabhupada had created a pilgrimage in Vrindavan. So all of them were there. Suddenly they felt that they were thirsty and hungry. So they went and approached a household. And they said, can you give us little milk? So lady gave some half bucket of milk and everybody had 2 to 3 big glasses. Then after that they asked the lady, should you pay something? Only for this much milk, no problem, go. Because everybody had 1 dozen cows, quite normal. Everybody had milk. Today it's like milk is not available. And I don't know the joke. People say if we don't kill cows, they will outnumber men in the society. Because cows means it will double every year. One will give one more. But I don't know. Today they say the scientific fact, the demand for milk in India is double what is production. Therefore, if there is milk people are drinking, it is mixed with water, chalk, soap, water, so many things. It is polluted. Real milk is not possible because only half of what the society needs. And they say, if you don't kill cows, you are so keen on killing cows, they don't understand already we are having half than we should have. Okay, so this is, so age. So as far as the age is concerned, we find that the idea of Shukamuni, then we have an example of Kapila Muni. Any other example? Age. Young person was heard as a teacher. Yes, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is only 5-year-old boy, and every word he spoke is worth, years of realizations. Yanmaitu nadi grihamed sukam hitocham kanduyanen karayor hiva dukkha dukkham Dipyanti neha kripanaha bahu dukkha bhaja kandutivam manusajam vishaheta dhira. What a shloka this. Yanmaitu nadi grihamed sukam hitocham. He said, people delight in sex pleasure. I spit at that. Kanduyanena karayoriva dukkha. What is there in it? Rubbing hands and legs together. It only gives you dukkha. Tirpyanti neha. Nobody will ever be satisfied in it. Kirpanaha, such a miser he is. He can drink spiritual pleasure, going for such base spiritual sensual pleasure. Tirpyanti neha kirpanaha bahu dukkha bhaja. Only bringing pain after pain. Kandutivam manusijam vishaheta dhira. A sober person tolerates the itching of sex pleasure. He considers sex pleasure like an itching sensation. If we tolerate, we go away. Indulge in it, it will become infection. So only the age of that child was 5-year-old. Hare Krishna. The child age is only 5-year-old. But look at the realizations he's having. Amazing. Correct? Is it amazing? That is Prahlad Maharaj. In fact, throughout, when he was 5-year-old, he was not involved in any frivolous sports. All friends came. Hey, let us play. They brought all their cricket bat, football, basketball to play. Prahlad Maharaj said, there's no time for all this. Now let us play. It is all, when we become older, we become serious. Prabhupada said, no. Kamaramacharet pragno dharman bhagavatam ya dullabam manusham janma tadapi adrumam artadam. Kamaramacharet pragno. Right from childhood, we should begin spiritual life. Dharman bhagavataniha. What kind of thing we should become? Bhagavad Dharma, spiritual knowledge. Dullabam manusham janma. Human birth is very, very rare. Tatapi adhrumam artadam. Even though it's temporary, artadam, it is very, very valuable. You take any shloka of Prahlad Maharaj, it's so much beautiful. Among the jewels of the shloka, he says, Shoche tato vimukate sa indriyarta maya sukaya bharamudoto mudan. Nevo duje paradhuratya vaitaranyas tadvir gayan mahamrita magna chitta shoche tato mukachet sa indriyartha maya sukaya bharamudvato mimudan. Nevo duje paradhuratya vaitaranyas. My Lord, I'm not scared of your fearful face now because Narasimha was I'm so happy. This fearful material existence, Vaitarini, I'm not scared. I'm so much happy drinking the pleasure of singing your glories. I'm so happy. I'm lamenting for the people who have taken their face away from you. Maya Sukaya Bharamudvato Vimudan. And they are running after Maya Sukha. Bharam Udvato Mumud. Such fools they are. And they are running after Maya Sukha. Illusory happiness. They are giving up service to Krishna. And running after sensual pleasures. I simply lament for them. That is Prahlad Maharaj. Any other? Prahlad Maharaj? Shukadev. Jada Bharata is also quite young compared to Rahuguna, whom he instructs, and he gives amazing knowledge. Jada Bharata. Bhagavatam had 3-4 chapters. Further talks. Forest of enjoyment. How many chapters? 3-4 chapters. 5th canto. So beautiful. So you see that. So age was not such a criteria. What is important? Realizations. At the end of the day, we are in a slaughterhouse. Why build our own prestige for so many considerations here? What is consideration is age. But then etiquette, respect should be given. Always. When we are preaching, meeting somebody much elder to us, we should be very, very devotee, should be having soft nature. Actually, people don't hear or answer, perceive how we are speaking. Correct? They're more seeing our behavior. If the behavior is not apt, they don't feel so interested to hear. Okay, now the second shloka. Vidura is requesting Uddhava. See, you are servants of Lord Vishnu. Please give me self-knowledge by which your Lord has enlightened you. Prabhupada said this is Guru Parampara. He has heard Krishna, is very keen now to take realizations from him. Okay. So knowledge which has come directly from the Lord is perfect knowledge. We have the famous conversation. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, how do you say? The question is that we are not body, we are soul. So Prabhupada said, Krishna said it. No, I am looking for a scientific answer. Prabhupada said, what more scientific? Krishna doesn't make mistake. You make mistake, I make mistake. Prabhupada didn't do 6-7 times. We read this conversation sometimes in a level 2 class. Such an amazing conversation. Prabhupada says, just Krishna said it, no? Krishna said. Therefore, we are not body or spirit soul. So similarly, this is the first realization in spiritual life. So we are interested in the knowledge. Tashunu. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Maya sakta manapartha yogam yunjam madhashayaha asamshayam samagram va yatha gyasita tashunu. Hear from me, hear from me. Arjuna, hear from me. Krishna himself says Bhagavad Gita, hear. So there is no need to imperfect speculation of mundane wranglers. Just hear what the Lord has spoken. It doesn't matter who is speaking, either a Brahmana or a Shudra or a Sannyasi. Kiva vipra kiva nyasi Shudra kene naya. Ei Krishna tattva veta sei Guru haya. Okay? So this is in Bengali. So who is the Vipra, who is the Sannyasi? Kya karna hai sir? Chaitanya says, I will take knowledge of somebody who knows Krishna Tattva. He is talking to Ramananda Raya. Ramananda says, wait a minute. I am a Shudra and a Grahastha, you are a Brahman and a Sannyasi. How can I instruct you? Chaitanya says, what? Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi. What is this Brahmana Sannyasi? It's all useless. Whoever has spiritual knowledge is qualified to be Guru. Okay? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji, I was not able to
Prabhuji.
hear
Hare
him.
Krishna Prabhuji. Sashtang Dandavat Pranam. Charan
Hare
Spars.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.